Can we just talk about how crazy it is that we are at the end of January and already talking about February setups? I mean, weren't we just here? Didn't the month just start? What the heck? Time goes so fast these days, I just don't even know what's happening anymore. In any case, I am beyond excited to share with you my concept and my designs for my February daily journal. In today's video, we're going to be putting together my title page. I'm going to tell you about the concept that I've come up with for February and how that's going to guide my journaling for the month. And I'm also going to give you a sneak peek at the weekly layouts that I have sketched and ready to go for February. So without further ado, let's go ahead, grab ourselves a hot beverage, pull out our journals, and get started. All right, so pulling out my B5 sized notebook from Archer and Olive, I'm flipping first to the back page here. This is where I'm adding in little sections that have kind of a mood board and color palette that depict what I want the monthly layouts to look like. So this is going to turn into a theme page that gives a little sneak peek at all 12 themes included in this book. This is an idea that I got from Jashi Curran here on YouTube. I will link her in the description box down below, and I thought it would be just a super fun way to keep track of the themes that I used this year. For the month of February, I am going with the theme of love letters, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in just a second. Before we move on to the actual title page, I do want to talk about colors that I'm using this time. I've chosen two different pink colors that are Tombow brush pens. The first one is number 815, and the second lighter one is 803. I have a dark purple that's number 685 and a teal that is number 403. I will link all of those colors in the description box down below, so if you want to recreate this same look, you'll know what color pens to pull out of your stash. Now we're flipping back to my title page. In the little mood board, I created a mini version of this page, and so now I'm going to create it in its full form. I first drew out this mailbox that's got a bunch of little letters in it, and I am adding around the perimeter of the page a dotted line that is depicting different pieces of mail floating through the air. For the pieces of mail, I am sketching out or tracing out paper airplanes, postage cards, envelopes, whether you see the back side or the front side of the envelope, and then we'll color everything in as well. In that middle section that's kind of blank, that's where I'm going to go ahead and stamp in my February title as well as a mini calendar. I wanted this month to have a softer feel to it, a little bit more whimsical feel to it. So instead of using black ink to stamp out the word February, I'm going to pull over a gray ink from Studio Calico's Color Theory line. I will use a scripty font from Ali Edwards. This is a 6x8 alpha stamp set, and I'm stamping the word February, trying to make sure I get the full acrylic stamp onto the page so the full word appears there. And then we're going to go ahead and color in all of the elements on this page. So let's talk a little bit about the theme this month. This month I am choosing to tell my stories or to document my days through the lens of love letters. So what I did is I sat down and I made a list of all the different ways that you could either write a letter or send a letter to somebody who you love. And then in my weekly layouts, which you'll see here in just a minute, I am taking one of those ways and designing an entire spread based on it. The 5 that I have chosen are using a typewriter to type out a letter, sending letters via postcards. So I have a postcard themed page, sending letters via email. So I've got a page that looks like a computer sending or an email inbox on a computer, sending letters in the mail, which is probably the most obvious of them all, and then sending letters or love notes through text messages. I loved coming up with layouts that would help me to make the page look like those different types of letters or mail that you could send. And I cannot wait to dive in and get those sketched out so we can see how they all turn out. I will say that this title page was inspired by a couple of creators that I found through Pinterest, and I'm going to link the original art in the description box down below. So if you want to see where the inspiration came from, you can go and find it down there. And then I'm just trying to keep the colors balanced by adding in all 4 of the colors as well as gray for the mailbox itself onto the page. The only thing I wish I would have done differently on this title page is to make the green grass a little bit lighter instead of as dark as it is. Okay, so here's a flip through of the weekly spreads to come. They are super light and hard to see because right now they're just in pencil, but I cannot wait to share how those pages come together on my Instagram page in the month of February. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this quick little setup. I look forward to documenting February, and I can't wait to be back again in March to share my next setup and a flip through of my January pages. Until next time, have a great day, friends. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.